You're rocking it out here on Friday. Hey, we've got some troops in the house to make you feel safe and also to tickle your funny bone. The GIs of comedy still serving one joke at a time. We've got Thom Tran and Jose Sardui.
Sardui, that's right.
Oh, she got it right.
I got it right. Give me some love for that.
That was nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure to have you. And a cool story, you had the idea of doing stand-up comedy for a long, long time. Tell us a little backstory of how the GIs of comedy got created.
Well, I'm an Army veteran, a former Army staff sergeant. I moved out to Los Angeles after I retired from the Army, and I had this idea in my head that I wanted to help troops laugh, because when I came home from Iraq, I hadn't laughed in a while. So I was like, it's great therapy. I blame Robin Williams for my career, both in the Army.
As well you should.
And as a comic. I saw Good Morning Vietnam, joined the Army. Saw Patch Adams, became a comic. So, Robin Williams. So I got to LA, I wanted to make other soldiers laugh. I went out to comedy clubs, I'd see guys that made me laugh. And then one night, like I saw Jose, this really funny Cuban comic, and I'm like, that doesn't really seem right to me. And then he did a joke about being in the Air Force, and I literally grabbed him right after his set.
Bada boom, bada bing, I gotta work with this guy.
And I'd met other comics, a couple other guys that were really funny, and other veterans, and I had this idea in my head, and then my girlfriend left me. And after a few weeks of,
comedy gold right
there.
My
I mean, that joke writes itself.
Just little pity party, and then I was like, I got to do something with my life. So I called these guys back up, and I said, hey, let's do this. Let's do this GIs of comedy.
I love
Let's go tour.
Jose, you're still in the Air Force. So how does that work?
Part-time, I'm an Air Force pilot, which, I was born in Cuba, so most people are like, shouldn't he be in the Coast Guard? You don't want Cubans in the Coast Guard. That's like Mexicans in the Border Patrol. That's a bad system. People are going to get in. They're like, hey, stop right there. Oh, it's my cousin. Welcome to America. You don't want that.
And your name is Jose.
Yes, born in Cuba, deported to America.
Deported to.
That's right.
America.
My dad was a political prisoner, so came over as a little kid and then grew up here. Wanted to be an astronaut, met astronauts, and I was like, you know what, I'm good. I don't want to be.
I don't need tanks.
I don't want to be a space trucker.
No.
It's that's really what astronauts are nowadays. We're gonna take some monkeys and some plants up to the space station. We'll come back on Tuesday. Like that's really what astronauts do.
You got the accent down.
I wanted to be Buck Rogers.
And your dad was in the military.
My dad was in the military. I come from a long history of military people, and my dad actually was a POW in Vietnam after Saigon fell, escaped a prisoner of war camp, took my family to the United States, worked really hard to send his kids through school. And like my brother's a chemical engineer, my sister's a federal agent, my other sister's a computer engineer, and I tell dirty jokes for a living. So
wow. So your dad's very proud.
Super proud of me.
Son, what son?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in the Army, people would ask him, what's Thom do? And he'd say, he's in the Army. Now, I moved out to LA to be a comic. They're like, what's Thom do? He's a clown or something. I think he makes people laugh.
To the sequel. So, okay, you guys chatting with you in the green room was a total blast. You don't have to be in the military. You don't have to have any military background to laugh. You're you-know-what off this weekend.
That's right. Yeah, we tell stories about being in the military, but we've worked really hard to get it to be, everybody.
Yeah, we've
laugh at it.
We're all headlining comics. I mean, we all had our careers before the GIs of comedy. So, we're versed in making all audiences laugh. But even our military jokes or our military stories will get, anybody laughing. All
right, we were talking earlier that we had another comedian on this morning that you guys knew well.
Yes.
And we were chatting about the fact that he did not seem completely sober.
No, and that you didn't have to believe him at all.
Yeah,
that
I know.
Was pretty, I was like, oh my goodness, he's drunk, he's going to be
comic not sober in the morning?
Yeah.
That's unheard of.
Exactly. I mean, come on.
But then you put us on after the erotic boot camp.
Right.
That was awesome.
By the way,
DJ Pickle? Come on now.
I don't remember having a DJ at boot camp. I would love to have had my drill sergeant go, what, private? I don't know, drill sergeant. I don't know.
So much fun having you guys on. All right,
Thank
so
you.
Comedy Palace tonight. I mean, it's literally a stone throw from our station. So, if you had a couple of cocktails, you could just, crash on one of our couches upstairs here.
That's right.
So that sounds like an invitation.
Yeah, hey,
great.
hell,
you don't want that coming in late night TV. Look, there's cameras. People are like, we're off the air now.
This will never end up on the internet. Yeah. I know it won't. All right, tonight and tomorrow, Comedy Palace, the GIs of comedy. Thank you guys for coming up. I know it's, not exactly comedian hours, but
it's fine.
We were in the military.
We
get up.
It was good.
It's like, what? Daylight? All right, let's make this happen.
Awesome. Good to have you guys on.
Thanks
very
for
much.
coming. All right.